Hello, my friends and fellow business owners who use content to drive organic traffic to your websites and to your business. We're back today, and I'm in a little bit different environment than normal, and that's kind of the point. You see, I've probably said 100 times at least, both on YouTube as well as like in our own community in Project 24, on other people's podcasts, just basically everywhere I can spread the message. I have tried to get this message across that in order to build actual authority for your business, we have to actually be doing the thing that we create content about. I also promised you that I would bring you along with me as I do this case study for my Project Double Time website, which is now becoming Project Normal Time, maybe Project Longer Than Normal Time, because of the wonderful things that Google has been doing. But I want to show you all the different ways that we're driving traffic, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about authority and about branding. Now, I said authority, and then I threw the word branding in. What the heck does branding have to do with authority or anything else? All brand is recognition that people have for a specific company or specific entity. Their brand is what feelings and what thoughts are evoked in a person when they see that company name, when they see their company logo, their company colors, or other things that would remind them of that organization. With Coca-Cola, you see that the colors, you see their little swoosh, you see that feeling, that font. And what does that bring back to you? To me, I don't particularly like the flavor of Coca-Cola, so it doesn't do a whole lot for me. But still, I don't know, I think about polar bears, I think about Christmas time, I think about Santa. Maybe because, again, of the old ads that I saw and the desire of them to be giving you a refreshing, cool drink. I also think about days when I was younger and I worked at this music shop, and they had a drink refrigerator, and I used to drink a lot of Coke back in those days. And so it brings back those memories. Your brand is what people think about when they see you, when they see your content, when they hear you mentioned. Now, the issue there is, of course, what if nobody thinks of anything because they've never experienced my brand? So as we create content, that's the whole point. The whole point of our content is to get in front of people and have them have an experience with us. Now, there's been a problem in the blogging space for a really long time. And that problem is that a lot of content creators have essentially created content trying to answer questions, or rather, basically pandering to certain keywords, depending on your approach to it, because some people really are just keyword stuffing and trying to rank for a certain keyword independent of how well their content actually helps the person who did that search. Or you may have taken the approach of, here's a specific question somebody's asking, let me create a useful resource for them that will answer that question. I think the further you go down that second path, the more helpful your brand is for the people that find you. Now, we've reached a point today where just writing blog content isn't doing what it used to do for us. The content alone isn't making you trustworthy enough. It's not giving you what Google has called EEAT: experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It used to be that if you in your content could show, I have experience with this topic, if in your about me, and if in your existence in the online ecosystem, right, in the entire web, could show that you have expertise, then that was enough. Like, you were an expert. If you could show that you were authoritative because you have enough content covering the topic to show, I know what I'm talking about. If you could show that you were trustworthy, in part by the way people interacted with your content, that was enough. It's not anymore. We've reached a point where we really do have to have a strong presence on the internet, and where people have to be familiar with our brand in order for Google to be willing to even rank us on anywhere near page 1. So how do we do that? Well, I'm here in the woods today to talk to you a little bit about one of the things I'm doing. You see, I've told you for a long time, you need to be willing to actually do the thing that you create content about. If you don't actually know your topic from real life, firsthand personal experience, you probably shouldn't be making content that teaches other people about it, no matter how good of a researcher you are. It's for that very reason that we completely disbanded our creator studio, our writing center. We stopped paying students to write content for us, even though we had trained them to do original research. Meaning we were having them call people who were experts. We were having them do surveys. And that stuff really helps. But it was never good enough because They didn't have firsthand experience. And without that firsthand experience, it's hard to interpret the results of a survey. It's hard to understand the explanation of an expert. And that firsthand experience also allows you to write an article that gives really helpful information, not just factual information, because you know what things another person is going to need in order to get their question truly answered. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me that just isn't feasible for me. There's a couple of responses I have to that. The first response is, if it's truly not feasible, then probably pick something else to do. There are a lot of ways in the world to make money, and there are a lot of business opportunities out there. And content creation is probably not what you should be doing if you don't know anything. Now, the second response is, are you sure it's not feasible for you? That's, again, why I'm out here today. You see, today, I came out here with Jake, my brother, who works with me, and he's working with me a lot on this project, my Project Double Time for pantry preparedness. We planned 3 videos to film in the outdoors today. We have so much B-roll, so many photos, in addition to 3 awesome videos for YouTube, and tons of content that we could write about now based upon original research that we've done, based upon like actual testing that we've done of products. We're out here living it and we're out here doing it. And guess how hard it was? We drove an hour and 20 minutes from our home and we did stuff that we do all the time. And that is the perfect way to be able to really immerse yourself in your niche. First of all, start by picking a business that interests you. Start by picking a business that's based on something that you know about, or at least that you're willing to start doing and learning about. You see, you don't have to be an expert photographer to create content about photography, but don't pretend to be the expert. You can start off by taking people along the journey with you. If you're honest and upfront about that, then it's not a problem that you're not the expert. You see, because beginners have questions that most experts ignore. But another beginner, somebody who's just 1 or 2 steps ahead of where that beginner is, that person is ideal for guiding that beginner as a mentor. And you can be that mentor. Whatever your topic is, if it's not something you can actually feasibly do, either pick a different business model or pick a different topic for your business. Now, if you're already a business owner and you're just getting into content, well, guess what? You have the perfect setup because Google is looking for people who are legitimate. Google is looking for websites that have an actual person or organization behind them, because too much on the web is fake. Too much is written by people who aren't the people they say they are. So when you have an actual business with an actual social media presence, maybe with a Google business listing, all of that stuff speaks to your legitimacy and to your realness. And when you are real, you're already substantially more trustworthy than somebody who's decided, I just have to stay anonymous. I'm not willing to do content creation if I can't stay completely anonymous. Now notice I said a business has a leg up there. That's not because the business is using the name of the owner, it's because the business in and of itself is an entity. So if you're a content creator and you're saying, look, I'm not willing to put myself out there like that. I'm not willing to put my face on the front of my website, and I'm not willing to put my home address on the website either. No problem. Go ahead and form a business. In Idaho, I can register a DBA, which is doing business as, and I could do it for, I don't remember, it cost me like $25. You can go get an employer identification number from the IRS if you're an American, and you can get that for free in a few minutes. And that is gonna allow you to open a bank account in the name of your business. It's going to allow you to do so many things, to operate as a business. And if you're needing an address and you're not willing to use a home address, a P.O. box is a bare minimum. So in short, don't make excuses. Find a way to legitimately do the things that you're talking about on your website. And here's the final tip. Have fun. I spent a day out here with my brother, and we've done all sorts of fun stuff in the outdoors where we love to be. Things that basically, like, this is what we do for fun on the weekends when we can get away from our daily responsibilities. But guess what? I did them on a Tuesday. That's what you can do when you own your business. If you're gonna own a business, whether it's content creation is the primary business, or you're using content to help drive your business, you get to be in control and you get to decide what it's about and you get to decide what sort of content to make. Make it fun. Have a good time with it. Don't take yourself too seriously. And in the process of having a blast, you're also going to be far more trustworthy, far more authoritative. You're going to build real EEAT. And Google might just list your website again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to show you more about this project and all the awesome things we're doing. Pinterest is starting to really work for this website. We're jumping into Facebook, we're jumping into Reddit, we're jumping into all sorts of stuff. So stick with me on this journey. I think it's going to be worthwhile. We'll see y'all next time.